got myself a little extendable baton I just made. It's in quite a few pieces, as you can see. This is the actual extendable baton part. Very lightweight, not too thick, has some threading on the end. So I'll set that aside. But what I've basically done is I've made a base plate here, which just threads on. I've made them quite coarse threads. I've been kind of playing around with different thread types to see what I like best. Obviously it's less work the more coarse they are, just to give a couple turns, but I find that they don't fit quite as good as some of the more fine threads, so not sure about that. This base plate attaches so that way the baton doesn't fall through, and then it has some additional threading on the bottom here. And so for the bottom, I needed a handle, and so I made these little tiny pieces that thread into each other. They're about 20 millimeters each, giving me a total of about 80 millimeters when I thread them all together. And at first, that was it, right? Like that was the handle, that was the toy. And I was like, oh, that's fine, right? And then I made a little pommel or butt plate, whatever you want to call it. I thought, oh, that's fine, you know, we'll put this just directly on here. And I mean, that's completely functional, right? There's nothing wrong with this. This thing works just as is. But the grip it's only 15 millimeters, and it's quite small, right? And so you're like, well, I'd like to make it a bit thicker, but making these pieces thicker obviously increases print time, and you know, I don't really need a whole threaded rod that's thicker, but I thought, oh, wait a minute, I don't even need to reprint this or print these bigger. I could actually just print little slide-on pieces that are going to act as, you know, they just have holes in them with some addition. I mean, they're solid enough, right? I mean, this isn't a real weapon, but these just, boom, friction fit right on there. Pretty cool. And then I've made these little, I'll show you on a separate piece, but I've made these to where they, you know, essentially act as Lego pieces, where they kind of just pop into one another, right? And then there's obviously the hole in the center, so they just pop right on there. It's a bit harder to put two on at once, so it's really better just to do it one at a time. So there you go. Got another one. They're a snug fit, obviously. I mean, they're not intended to be constantly taken apart necessarily. There's that one. Final piece, and then I did make another little pommel or base plate again, little butt plate. There you go. So that's like a full-on like knife handle. It's fairly solid for what it is, and then obviously, you know, there you go. It's a whole extendable baton. Pretty cool, huh? So that's it. Bam. I already had the blue loaded, so I didn't bother color coordinating, but I made this little tripod guy, right? Just, it's kind of using the same thing my phone stand right now is, but it's just, I made one with little foldable legs just for fun, but the little thread on top, I mean, it's just, you know, it's like a bolt, but unless you're using pliers or a wrench to put it on, it's quite annoying. And so I made this little adapter that's a little bit more finger friendly. Let's see if it actually fits. Might be a bit of a tight fit, but oh yeah, quite snug, but it does fit on there. And so that's literally just just an adapter for this bolt, just so I don't have to, you know, let's see if I can get this all the way out here. Quite long threading on this one. Yeah, so it's literally just just an adapter for the bolt. I didn't have to keep touching the kind of sharp edges. Yeah, that's it. And this comes back into here. This threads in. It's quite a long thread. I mean, I made it basically so that the phone can, this phone thingy can accommodate multiple heights, but my phone is much closer to the minimum distance, so I have to thread it on quite a bit. But yeah, that's what it does. All right, bye.